Good luck in this match, thank you. It's Mr. Gigglesworth. Hey, Veins. Oh my goodness, are we already lose? Wow. Okay, so what I do is I shuffle the Doomguard back into the deck. And then I make friends here. And then... which... top deck the Doomguard. So freaking brutal! Chat! In this video, I vent some frustrations with the way the Hearthstone community responds to some bugged interactions, as well as share some opinions on the way these bugs should be handled. It is not my intent to encourage the use of bugged cards. I am only expressing my extreme annoyance at the misplaced onus on the player to fix the broken game. Alright. Attempt to not get absolutely destroyed. Number 5. Will we get through it this time? That's the real question. Will we get to do any of the funnies? Will we see Martian win a single game on stream? Find out this time on Marshy Ballsy. No matter the format, that location is silly. The Warlock location. Yeah. I played a little bit of Wild, and it's like so boring. All of my opponents were that deck. Let's see. I don't have it set to where it would show me, I don't think. Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna bother adjusting the settings, but it was like way over half of my opponents. Disco Lock, super boring. New Dark Bomb seems pretty good. It is, yeah. Being the best Martian player can only win as much game as the best Martian player can. Oh, taking a shot not just at me, but at all the Martians. Absolutely brutal. Today played a couple games of Wild. Played Coin Chamber on 1 into Chamber on 2. Did you win? Oh, opponent just gave up. Yeah. Feel Scarabs, man. Yeah. Hellfire. Now, I think that when this happens, the things shouldn't get summoned. I think that that takes damage while the board is full. What do you guys think? Looks like a bug. I don't know that it's a bug. It might be though. I don't know. But I made, like, I was on this side and I made a play like that, thinking it would work that way, and it ended up not. But I was like, huh? Scarabs are bugs, yes? Oh yeah, okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right, that really, stuff. Oh no. Oh no, I kind of want to cut this for like Shadow Step. How do you guys feel about that? How about that? The gong is there before Scarab, so I'd expect it to trigger before they die. Well, especially if it takes damage at the same time as the Scarabs, it should trigger as they're, you know, like, because things trigger and then they die in that situation, right? So if it's dying at the same time as the Scarabs, it should trigger. There's no space for the Scarabs, and then everything dies. Based off of every game of Hearthstone I've played in the millennia that I've been playing Hearthstone, I would expect it to work that way. I could go this, and get my delicious 3 damage. Or I could make some Jades. How old am I? I'm younger than Illidan and older than most of the food in your refrigerator. Is there any card Rogue can abuse with the gong? You could probably abuse the Sea Giant, I guess. Ooh. Do I draw some cards?
Speed is essential.
I'm so conditioned to see standard that every time I see a triple class card, my thought is it's tradable. Oh, that's funny. Summon large and larger green man and larger eye stock of C'THUN. That's how we do. This is how we do. Sprint looks really good in Twist. Even, yeah. I mean, like, even at 5, sometimes it feels pretty expensive, but like, sometimes you get to cast it for 3 and it's preposterous. C'THUN! Look how Cthulhu my stuff is. Isn't it Cthulhu-licious? Back in the day, we played Sprint for 7 and it was good enough. Well, no, it wasn't. It was good enough when you played it for 4. Yeah, at 7, it was not good enough. Does your stock get buffed by Cthulhu cards after you play Cthulhu? Yes. Yes, it does. What did you think of Renalock? I felt that Jiraxis as a hero card isn't much of a win con with all the other buff stuff. I think it's pretty good, and Jiraxis is a big part of that. The thing is, like, the things like this are like mostly the Warlock thing. Mostly discard Warlock is kind of sucking all the fun and variety out of the format. So Renalock isn't quite getting to shine as much as it would. I'm really hoping that we get some really nice buffs, and by buffs, oh, buffs would be nice too. Mostly nerfs though. Let's get some nice nerfs in here soon. On today's episode of Do I Have Lethal, Marshy wonders if he has lethal. He does not. Thou gonna do this. Just casual 7/7 lifesteal taunt for 4 mana in this economy. Yeah, it's actually way too easy for the good classes to remove stuff. Like this card and Dark Bargain cover the weaknesses of those strategies so efficiently. It's actually just incredibly obnoxious. Like there's this cute thing Warrior can do with the taunt draw card. Like you can play Stolen Goods is the name of it, right? You can play Stolen Goods and draw Ali Armorsmith, and it gets +2/+2, so it comes down as like a 5/9 for 5, and you're like, wow, it's a 5/9 and I get 5 armor every time someone attacks into it. I can actually come back against aggro. But then they play Dark Bargain or they play Chumpus of Cthulhu, and then not only did they remove it, but it advanced their own game plan. Like the discard gets to discard some stuff, and the Jade Rogue gets to add the stats of the Ali Armorsmith to their Cthulhu. It's like, it's so brutal. They removed Sword Eater from the format? Not yet, to my knowledge. You run the Cthulhu package because Blade is just that good. Yeah, but it also kind of gives you a lot of late game value against Control Warrior, which was otherwise pushing the Jades out. All right, here's Jade Swarmer. I think Warrior low-key the best deck. Got to Legend going 25/7. I don't know that it's the best deck, but it's certainly good enough. The problem is it's like entirely on the back of Sword Eater. As soon as I cut the Sword Eater, there's nothing I can do. As soon as they fix that bug, Warrior is gonna be trash. You heard it here first, folks. What's the bug? Sword Eater is from Darkmoon Faire, I think. It shouldn't be in this format at all. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. I think if Patron Warrior was played more and better, it'd be the best deck. I don't know. Darkmoon Faire plus Core. It's from Darkmoon Faire. Core cards are just, core cards. Core is also not a set that's in this. The fact that it's in Core is probably why the bug exists, though. Which one of these is the worst for me? Probably this one, right? What is this secret? Oh. That is a secret, isn't it? You thought they reprinted Sword Eater in Caverns of Time? Okay, so this is why I think the people calling people who are playing Sword Eater in their deck cheaters is obnoxious. I mean, like, there's a long list of reasons. I've been thinking about finally putting that video together. Every time, like, a bug shows up and, like, some people are playing it and people are being obnoxious about how, like, yeah, you're a cheater, you filthy cheater, putting a card in your deck, cheater. Like, I absolutely hate those arguments. And every time, we get one of these bugs, I think about making the video, and then I never get around to it. But like, I was thinking about making it this week sometime, maybe. But anyways, long story short is like, here's a prime example. I'm a highly engaged player, all right? I put my nose in Hearthstone for too much time, right? So I know when I see Sword Eater, I know that that's out of place, right? Because I've been paying attention to the format rules, which, like, if you've been paying attention to my chat, not everyone does. And
I'm a fan of this.
Martian and not finishing his thoughts. Name a more iconic duo. I guess I'll do this. So like a lot of people are still confused about like what the actual rule set is for Twist, right? Especially leading up into Twist, but like even still. But not everyone has been playing long enough, or like, you know, obsesses about Hearthstone at a level to where they can just instantly spot that a card isn't from a set that's legal within Twist, right? Like most people are just copying deck lists and pasting them in and then queuing it. Are players supposed to like cross-reference every single card in every single list they always play in order to make sure that like a card from another mode isn't like magically in their list somehow? I think it's ridiculous. So given that that's a silly expectation to ask for everyone to do, it's also a silly expectation to ask the people who know to just play at a disadvantage, right? Anyways, I would like to put out a more eloquent, articulate version of that argument on my YouTubes. Been wanting to do that for like years at this point, but maybe I'll get around to it this week. Who would not just leave it to the game to tell them which cards are allowed or not? I know, right? Like if it's allowed, it should, like if abusing a bug is as simple as putting a card into a deck, it should not be considered cheating or even bug abuse. It should just be like extra content for that time period, right? Like it is totally okay that the game doesn't come out perfect every time, right? Like the devs have limited resources and they're human too, and not all of these patches are going to work out perfectly. But that doesn't mean we can just lump the like job of fixing these type of things onto the players. Just because we have some mistakes on the dev side doesn't mean that it's the player's job to fix that somehow. All right, all we have to do is play the game, in my opinion, and then you know, it'll be fixed when it's fixed. You wouldn't even know it's a bug exploit if you didn't watch streamers, right? Like, so like calling anybody cheating is just like, it's just annoying. So if you know what you do is bad and still do it, that shouldn't be a concern to anyone because of other people do the bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's available for everyone to play, all right? We're on an even playing field. All you had to do was put the card in your deck, all right? It's available. It's part of the game right now. It's not bad to play the game as it's presented to you. It's bad to alter the game. When you go out of your way to like change the files to give yourself an advantage, that's cheating. That's doing something wrong. Playing the game as it was given to you to play is not a bad thing. I saw the Sword Eater the 1st of September and I was so confused because it somehow looks like an old card, but I knew it was from Dark Moon. I even double checked. If it was a big enough deal, they can do a server-side ban. That's the thing too. That's the thing too. Like there is so much power on the dev side to just ban a card real quick, you know? Like when something's bugged and it's like a big deal, like if something is bugged and they care that people don't participate in the bug, then they could just temp ban it until it's fixed. Every other game does it that way. Every single other game does it that way. Every single one. Only in Hearthstone is this an issue. No, it is not. It's not up to the players. It's not up to the players to like know what a bug is and decide whether it's morally acceptable to participate in the bug. This is silly. It's all silly. Wonder what happened to Toast way back where he abused an interaction, was punished by mods, be a direct counter to your argument. So Toast was not banned for abusing a bug. He was not banned for abusing it. He was banned for broadcasting it, and nobody has been banned for broadcasting or abusing a bug since. All right, what even was the bug that he supposedly abused? It's been long enough that I don't remember. I know people are really excited to be able to, like, you know, people get mad that they lose, right? And it's like really exciting in situations like this to be able to see like, oh my goodness, I lost and I can say that somebody's morally wrong for my loss. Oh my goodness. I get to like bring the wolf pack down, the mob. I summon you, mob. They cheated. I don't normally get to say people are morally unacceptable for my losses, but now I can. It's like, on the grand scheme of things, it's like the least big deal in all of human existence. Any anger for people including Sword Eater in their deck, it's just baffling to me. It really bothers me. It really bothers me that we can't just like enjoy that Sword Eater is in the format while it's in the format and just like let the game be the game, you know, like enjoy Warrior being good while it's good. All right. Because when they take Sword Eater away, it is going to be hot steaming trash. Okay. You might as well just disenchant all of your Twist C'THUN stuff or Co-Warrior stuff, because it is going to be hot steaming garbage as soon as they take the Sword Eater away. And you can also consider it as like a temporary holdover for the class that we lost because of bugs. Did you know that Shaman is a class in Twist and it's not playable because their good card is bugged to not work? So enjoy some Warrior that's bugged to be good for now, and then when they do fix the bug, all right, you can enjoy some Shaman that was bugged to be not good up until now. Spirit Claws, yeah. Spirit Claws shows it having the bonus attack, but then you attack and it doesn't have the bonus attack. What about the card packs bug? I'm saying when the bug is as simple as putting a card in your deck. This is the type of bug I am addressing at this time. For other bugs, we can have a separate discussion. Martian, it's not meant to be there. Sword Eaters must be brought to justice. We must bring them to justice. How dare they enjoy their class being slightly playable? How dare they? Is Mage any good in Twist? It's all right. I lost to one yesterday. You put a card in his deck, he must be a bad person. I know, right? It's unbelievable. It's actually crazy. The nerve, the audacity.
Speed is essential.
Eating potatoes is essential. Chat, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Maybe I'll trade here, play my funny guy, and then next turn I can play C'THUN. Profit. What other spell power does Shaman have besides Thaunos now that Totem is gone? Totally Totems and Azure Drake and the 3-mana one. It's like something Trickster. I forget what it's called. There's a lot to try. It's just it's all dependent on the weapon, and the weapon doesn't work. Imagine C'THUN Shadow Step. Is it bait to try and fit in step? I don't know that it is, because I've been wrecked several times, actually. I've been actually wrecked several times by Shadow Steps in these decks. Like, it seems good, right? Like, it works with like every card in the deck. Works with Shadow Step, except for like Jade Swarmer. Like, you'd think it would be good. When it's been used against me, it's felt good. But every time I bring it up, like, I like talk to other wild humans, I can't get them to even answer me. It's like, I think one person said, like, isn't Shadow Step high key bad? And like, nobody would tell me what I could even cut, you know? So I mean, like, I could try it, I guess. I don't know. I could try not being a conformist for once. You know me, famous conformer, MartianBuu. I could try like not net decking for once in my whole life. All right, so I do this. I do this. Do this.
I'm a fan of this.
And then I do this. And then I lose because that was a terrible way to do this. Right? No, that wasn't that bad. It worked out. Okay. Watch them like blade my C'THUN and then just obliterate me. You ever think about the person that just plays casually Hearthstone, opens a new mode, builds a warrior deck with Sword Eater, then proceeds to post a win they are proud of on Reddit, and they are massacred in the comments for not knowing the interactions of the game? I know, right? Like, that's like expecting players to like memorize everything so that they can instantly spot these bugs and then not participate in them is just ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense. I think it's obvious that it doesn't make sense too. I think people just want to like be able to point at why they lost, and like they're excited to have a reason to like shame someone who beat them, you know. That's my opinion. And it's because like I've just become jaded, like, of years of having to listen to all this stuff, and now I'm assuming the worst of people, so maybe it's not fair, but it's such a small thing in the grand scheme of things. Like such a small thing. It'd be nice if like everyone could just treat this game like it's a game, not like it's a battleground of morality, right? If you're not like actually cheating, you're not cheating. But Martian, it's not a game, it's my sense of self and identity. I hear you, man. Hearthstone is life or death. True. The only reason I lost my Yogg and Load Hunter was because of that Sword Eater. Yogg was totally my next card. That specific 6 damage kept me from winning. I know, right? You still don't get what's happening with Sword Eater? It's not in a set that should be in Twist. It's in there by mistake. Unless you're not understanding how it ended up in the mode, because then I'm right there with you. Like I don't understand why that card specifically is just randomly available when it shouldn't be. But here's the thing, you know what the best way? I think that the best outcome for this is for them to just leave it in and be like, all right, it's okay. Because like really, Warrior is gonna die as soon as that card goes away. It's like the entire reason why the class is good, and I don't think it's like absurdly good either. I think it's fine. At least, you know, like maybe it becomes oppressive once something is done about Warlock and Rogue, to be honest, but just make it be from Blackrock Mountain, gaslight the whole player base. Yeah, for sure. Warrior needs taunts to draw off the new spell. Warrior needs good taunts that like are cheap, because it is too easy for opponents to remove the taunts that Warrior creates, right? Like with Dark Bargain and Blade of Cthulhu, taunts aren't safe. So what's nice about Sword Eater, apart from like, you know, getting a Fiery War Axe, is nothing to scoff at. It's like it's a cheap card that does something useful as soon as you play it. So if your opponent like Dark Bargains it or Blade of Cthulhu's it, it's a bummer, but at least, you know, like you got something out of it. Whereas if you play Armorsmith and that happens, you're down 5 mana, you're down 7 mana, right? Because like the Armorsmith and the Stolen Goods. So from trying to make Warrior work without Sword Eater, I have come to the conclusion that Sword Eater is the only reason Warrior's any good. So like there's that other Sword Eater-esque minion. What's it called? It's called 4 mana 3/3 get a 2/2 weapon. What does it do? Arathi Weaponsmith, thank you. Like adjust that thing to be a taunt, right? I don't know how I'd adjust it to not just be a carbon copy of Sword Eater, but because I think like at 4 mana, getting Fiery War Axe of stats is necessary. So maybe you could like make the Weaponsmith give you a 3/2 weapon, have taunt, and be like a 1/4 or something. Anything that makes it like a taunt that is kind of cheap but still gives you that weapon. I think it would be nice, you know, but maybe it's a more balanced version for the mode. After banning Sword Eater, you have to change the list by cutting taunt package, leaving only Belcher. I could show you what I like. Okay, I tried a lot over the last 2 days. You guys don't even know. Over the last 2 days, I tried really, really hard to make a list work. And part of the problem is actually that my opponents in the mirror have Sword Eater and I don't. So like I don't know how much of a factor that's going to be if for once they remove it, but I could show you what I came up with. I think it's pretty cute for what it is, but like it's clearly not good enough. The year is 2051. Hearthstone is now played with a Neuralink. You are detected thinking about adding a card that was unintentionally added to the format to your deck. The SWAT team was immediately sent to your address. And your account is permanently banned. Reddit thinks you got off lately. Yeah, all right, perfect. I think I want to like utilize my spell damage while I have it.
I'm a fan of this.
Oh wait, no, that was dumb, wasn't it? That was dumb. All right, I take it all back. I was like, oh, I'll just play this with my extra mana, but I was planning on using this. All right, so here's my new plan. My new plan is to dagger and You know, it was all intentional, all right? I just really wanted a dagger. To be fair, I don't really have any prep targets left, right? I have one sprint that's not in my hand, and I have another prep, and I have a telegram. So I don't know, maybe it's actually fine. Maybe it was actually perfect to get my dagger, right? I'm infallible as always. Infallible as always, chat. Look at me go.
Light sings, and the impure fall.
It's about sending a message. You don't need to be efficient. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
None can hide from the light.
Stole my Aya? Oh, that's rude, chat. That is actually, that's unacceptable. I will never forgive them for this. That is cheating. All right. Okay, chat. Come on. Coming in here talking about Sword Eater when my opponent can just steal my Aya like that? What are you guys talking about? Mr. Steal your Garrel over here. Oh yeah. Hey Martian, will you try and Rage Warrior on Twist? Do you mean Patron Warrior? Because I might try Patron Warrior. I'm really hoping we get some balance adjustments soon. Because like oh, can they kill it? No, hit your own! You were alive! No! Look at how funny it could have been. Can I kill them now? Should I kill it? Alright, I'm gonna leave the gong up so that I get a board once they actually trade that in. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna go face. Kill it to show dominance, yeah. Look at my scarabs go. Is this lethal? Either it is or it isn't, chat. You know me. You know me, chat. I'm just out here trying to play C'THUN, kill my opponent. It's funny. I gotta say, Jade C'THUN Rogue being one of the best decks in the format is about the most hilarious title for a deck I could have imagined. You know, like that's like, it's a meme deck that's good, right? This is inherently a meme deck, but you know, in Twist it's good.